Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the October 20th, 2022 Board of Education Board Business Meeting. I'm going to call this meeting to order. I want to, before we officially start, just thank everybody again from the Rochester City School District and the parents and students and family members and community members who came out tonight to celebrate the Hispanic Heritage Celebration, and to the staff that have dedicated a number of hours and time and energy thinking about organizing and food and all the little delicate touches, like having our own students perform from School Number 9 and Wilson and School of the Arts performance earlier today. So thank you to everybody involved in that celebration. At this time, I'm going to ask if anybody would be interested in doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Chris, all you. Thank you, Chris. So, Board of Education upcoming events. We have a number of Board of Education and district events coming up that we want to do a reminder for, and I'm going to turn the mic over to our board clerk to go over those events.
Good evening, everyone. Starting on Tuesday, November 1st at 5:30 p.m., the Policy and CIGR Committee will be meeting. On Thursday, November 3rd at 5:30, the board will have a work session focused on board budget priorities for the 2023-24 school year. On Tuesday, November 8th at 5:30 p.m., we'll have the ESA committee meeting, followed by a special meeting for the consideration of resolutions. And then there will be a board work session to discuss the F&P update at 5:30 on November 14th. Please excuse the typo, it does say 6:30, but the meeting is scheduled for 5:30. Human Resources Committee will meet on Tuesday, November 15th at 5:30. We will hold a monthly business meeting on Thursday, November 17th, beginning at 6:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, November 19th at School Number 12, we will have our Family Engagement Day from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. and registration will open soon for that. Just want to let individuals know that you are able to sign up for 30-minute meetings with our board president, Cynthia Elliott. You may do so by visiting our website. Anyone who wishes to address the board may register by contacting the Board of Education at 262-8525 or by emailing the board at boardofelucation@rcsdk12.org by noon on the day of the meeting. As you all know, all of our board committees continue to recruit for parent representatives. Those committees are Audit, Community and Intergovernmental Relations, Finance and Resource, Policy Development, Human Resources, and Equity and Student Achievement. Parents and legal guardians of current RCSD students are welcome to apply, and you may visit us at rcsdk12.org/BOE parent rep for an application.
Thank you. Up next, can I get approval for the minutes of the September 22 board business meeting? Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Online voting is open.
Thank you.
Oh, nope, there's a glitch in it, so I'll take a manual vote.
Do you want me to roll call it? Because we're, okay.
Please.
Commissioner Malloy?
Aye.
Commissioner Simmons?
Aye.
Myself, aye. Commissioner Powell?
Thank you.
Passes unanimously. Approval of the minutes for the September 26th board work session, F&P Phase 3 discussions. Can I get a motion and a second?
Motion. Second.
Any questions or comments before we roll call again? Because I forgot that part. All right, you want me to roll call?
Nope, online, excuse me, online voting is open now.
Okay, thank you. Just let me know when those.
It passed.
Okay, thank you. And then approval of the October 6, 2022 board work session suspension process minutes. Can I get a motion and a second?
Motion. Second.
Any comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Online voting is open.
Mine's just taking a minute. Oh, there we go. Okay. Up next, we have one speaker, I believe, that is speaking tonight, and I'm not sure if they're joining in person or via Zoom.
I believe Ms. Clay was going to join us via Zoom, but she is not currently in the Zoom room.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to skip that for now, and then up next, there seems to be no Student Advisory Council report up for right now. There is one for PLAC, the Parent Leadership Advisory Council, and then also one for the Bilingual Education Council. Is the PLAC representative here to give the report?
Yes, Ms. Kapoor is in the Zoom room.
Okay, so we'll turn it over to her.
Ms. Kapoor, if you'd like to turn on your volume and your video, we're ready whenever you are.
Oh, there's a Student Council report. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome. Okay, so we have a Student Council report. Okay, we'll take it.
So I would like to say thank you guys for letting me be here. I'm really excited to work with you guys this year, especially with the students. My name is David Bouillon. I'm an 11th grader at Rochester Early College. I'm also the president of the Rochester City School District Student Leadership Congress. And thank you guys for just letting me be here. So I'm actually going to go back a little bit and also discuss or share the report for September 21st meeting. So in that meeting, we talked about introducing the students to SLC. We had 7 students from Monroe, School of the Arts, World of Inquiry, School Without Walls in Franklin, and Early College, that's me, that showed up, and we discussed future events. We also talked about stipend earnings for the school year, and we met with Charisma Travis. She's a board liaison for the Code of Conduct meeting, and we actually are recruiting students for the Code of Conduct meeting. So I thought that was pretty cool too. And also, sorry with the name tag, I'm at work, so we kind of like had to really rush this. But for our second meeting, October 19th, we had it yesterday. We kind of did the same thing with the icebreaker introduction, but today we really talked about FAFSA and Big Future. We actually had someone from College Board. We had a representative from the College Board who talked about what College Board can offer for students and with their Big Future initiative, which helps students prepare for college and careers while also providing opportunities during scholarships. Big Future also offers SAT prep and practice with real-time support through Khan Academy. So students who take their SAT gets connected to Khan Academy. And I thought that was really cool to share. And students also have the option to become Big Future ambassadors, who get specific training to share and discuss opportunities that are available to students in RCSD. And there's also more information about how to prepare for college on Big Future as well, which I thought was pretty cool. And we also talked about FAFSA a little bit. The district is doing a lot of FAFSA workshops and events to help students and families complete their FAFSA forms. And seniors and early grads should be working on FAFSA now, which was also discussed during that meeting. We also, on our last part of the agenda, we talked about Family Engagement Day. And that seemed to be the most passionate discussion that we had with the students. The students seemed to really like talking about it. And obviously, for those who don't know, Family Engagement Day is on November 19th, at school number 12 at 11. And it's from 6th to 12th grade students, or 4th, 6th to 12th grade students, with also families and staff if they want to come. But since we're asked, they wanted to volunteer or lead discussions in 2 workshops that day. Some topics that were proposed were about extracurriculars, what makes school fun and what makes kids excited to come to school. We also talked about, what can schools do for kids to come to school, right? So that's what we talked about. And we really wanted our students to be involved in Family Engagement Day and to have their own panel for them to facilitate their own lead. So this also kind of actually led into our next part of the agenda, which we didn't really get to talk too much about because we were short on time, but students did raise concerns about inequity in schools and such things as scanners, treating kids like prisoners, cell phone policies, and fighting effects or fun events being canceled due to violence in the community. Students understood the effects fighting and violence have on schools, but did express concern with the fact that their suburban counterparts might not experience these same negative effects of having activities be canceled. And students also discussed how the overbearing feeling schools paths to increase graduation rates leaves a lot of students behind when it comes to social emotional development and leaves them with a diploma but no practical skills in the real world. And the concern was the lack of schools trying to foster true relationships among all students with the highlights of GPA inflation and other systematic issues. A lot of students felt like they were shortchanged when it comes to extracurriculars and adult responsibilities, which is very disheartening when schools expect students to be adults, but obviously, or sometimes treat them when they were young children in many ways. And both of our goals for the last 2 meetings have been trying to recruit more students for the SLC in all ages. We did see a lot of school turnout, but we kind of saw one student from Soda at one time, or one student from Edison. We want maybe like 2 to 4 students from each school in all ages to be really a part of these meetings. And that's kind of our goal. I'm really excited to work with you guys this year, and sorry for the mess, but I'm at work, so I hope it's all good. That was pretty much all. But thank you guys.
Thank you so much, and definitely do not apologize for being at work. We really appreciate you taking the extra mile to do that today. Thank you. I think up next, we have our parent representing Plaque tonight to give the report.
Yes, good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Janice Ford. I am one of the Parent Advisory Council members. So for our October 2020 report, equity and inclusion, expectation, and accountability continuing to be the main focus of the Parent Leadership Advisory Council. For the month of September, Plaque submitted a report of its report hand-rating responses from parents of the general membership of Plaque, with the permission of these parents in their own words, a personal statement. Some of the parents made a decision to include personal information and knew that these statements will be shared publicly and with the Board of Education. That portion of the report has been removed from board docs, and in doing so has silenced their voice. This one, more parents are contributing the voice below. Do not redact or remove silence the voice. They speak the truth of their experiences. Families show up when we operate in the best interest of their families. They prioritize showing up when we prioritize them. When we asked how the school year was going, one family reported, "It's been okay up to when my son got punched in the face and the school didn't call me to let me know it happened. I had to wait until the morning and he was scared to go back to school for a while. School base at Edison is going good, and all the parents group and working on a lot of things for parents and kids in RCSB. And a Plaque events we had last night was also great. I was so happy to see other families that came out, even though it was raining and cold." Another family wrote, "This year, we are pretending everything is normal again and expecting our kids to perform at grade level, despite 2 years of deficit learning, because now my child is in high school and failing most of his classes. And why I can explain some of what's happening in his case, a good chunk of it is a mystery. Learning, leaving me extremely frustrated and mad." On October 19, yesterday, Plaque hosted its first ever parent university, which will be a budget series in 4 parts. Budget 101 was hosted at the public market with over 100 families and 200 plus people attending in spite of the rain and 40-degree weather. Community partners from across the city introduced themselves to family. They share themselves and share treats with each other share about how our CSE budget comes together. And then each child received a Plaque dollar, which had the image label sticker on the Andy chocolate bar. After collecting 14 facts, each family received a prize from the pumpkin patch or apple orchard. On top of having a lot of fun and learning something new, We had the privilege to have great conversation with other parents that want to know more about what is going on in the district. We do get the honor to share with you what some of the parents commented. One family wrote, "What a fabulous outpouring of engaged parents at this past Plaque event that was full of fun and information." One parent even said, "That way we change the world, the way we change the world is by staying involved." The parent wrote, "It was heartwarming and inspiring to see all the community-based organizations show up for our scholars last night. Though the rain was cold, though it was cold and in the community, we educated parents about the content of a budget and left no question unanswered. Plaque event last night was a testament of how much our scholars matters to this community and the determination of parents to make sure we support and empower each other. We continue to welcome the support and participation of board members at Plaque events, where they have the opportunity to meet families and hear their needs and concerns. We encourage you to have friendly, casual conversation with the parents of others, students of the RCSD district, both current and formal, however the opportunity arises. The next Plaque General Meeting will be held on November 16 at 6 p.m. If the parents of RCSD district student, if you are a parent of RCSD district, you're invited to be a member of the general membership and join this meeting. The Plaque email is rcsdk12.org. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have the Bilingual Education Council report by Diveth. And Annalie. And I think they're gonna do it in English and Spanish, so of course, that's all good. En español, inglés, that's right.
Buenas noches, soy Diveth García, vicepresidenta del Concilio de Educación Bilingüe.
Good evening. I am Diveth Garcia, the Vice President of the Bilingual Education Council.
El Concilio de Educación Bilingüe está formado por padres bilingües, organizaciones comunitarias y educadores que representan y defienden los derechos educativos para una educación bilingüe de calidad para nuestros estudiantes en el distrito.
The Bilingual Education Council is made up of bilingual parents, community-based organizations, and educators, representing and advocating for the educational rights to a quality bilingual education for our students in the district.
El Concilio de Educación Bilingüe celebró su segunda reunión el martes 11 de octubre en el Centro Rec de Trent y Pamela Jackson. Más de 25 padres asistieron y participaron activamente. María Petrella, la nueva directora de Educación Bilingüe, facilitó una presentación sobre educación bilingüe y proporcionó una actualización sobre el huracán Fiona. Nicauri Sánchez y yo brindamos una descripción general del concilio y la historia de cómo se estableció el concilio. Mariela Díaz, evaluadora del idioma, y Nancy Eichner, directora de exámenes, brindaron una descripción general de todas las evaluaciones del estado de Nueva York para los estudiantes identificados como inglés siendo su segundo idioma.
The BEC held its second meeting on Tuesday, October 11th at the Trenton and Pamela Jackson Rec Center. Over 25 parents attended and were actively engaged. Maria Petrella, the new director of bilingual education, facilitated a presentation on bilingual education and provided an update on Hurricane Fiona. Nicauri Sanchez and I provided an overview of the council and the history of how the council was established. Mariela Diaz, language proficiency assessor, and Nancy Eichner, director of testing, provided an overview of all of New York State evaluations for English language learners.
El Departamento de Educación Bilingüe e Idiomas del Mundo necesita 2 representantes de Monroe Upper y Lower, Edison, Wilson, East High School y las escuelas 17, 22, 28 necesitan un representante. El departamento colaborará con los directores de las escuelas para nombrar nuevos representantes, incluyendo las escuelas primarias para garantizar 2 representantes. Todos los representantes de los padres deben ser identificados a lo más tardar de 60 días desde el comienzo de la escuela. La representación es fundamental y el año pasado el proceso de identificación de estudiantes y padres tomó más de 6 meses.
The Department of Bilingual Education and World Languages needs 2 representatives from Monroe Upper and Lower, Edison, Wilson, and East High School, and schools 17, 22, 28 need 1 representative. BEWL will collaborate with school principals on new representatives, including elementary schools, to ensure 2 representatives. All parent representatives need to be identified no later than 60 days from the start of the school. Representation is critical, and last year the process of identifying students and parents took well over 6 months.
Cada escuela secundaria ha nombrado representantes estudiantiles, pero aún deben ser confirmados por el departamento. Shalim Natter, de Ibero, trabajará con Elaine Martínez, la representante de estudios latinos del departamento, para cultivar un grupo de defensa estudiantil dentro del Concilio de Educación Bilingüe. Estamos buscando aprovechar a los estudiantes que participan activamente en el Instituto de Liderazgo Juvenil Hispano Puertorriqueño.
Each secondary school has named student representatives, but they still need to be confirmed by BEWL. Shalim Nader from Ibero will work with Elaine Martinez, Latino Studies coach from BEWL, to cultivate a student advocacy group within the BEC. We are looking to leverage the students actively participating in Puerto Rican/Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute.
El concilio continúa trabajando con otros grupos de padres, han asistido a reuniones de PLAC y CPAC, han asistido a las puertas abiertas de la Escuela 28 y continúan colaborando con Children's Agenda, abogando sobre las suspensiones.
The council continues working with other parent groups. They have attended PLAC and CPAC meetings. They have attended open house at School 28 and continue to collaborate with the Children's Agenda on advocacy around suspensions. And last night they did trunk or treat at the market.
Yes. Al concilio le preocupa que la contratación de maestros por los directores de escuelas no le permita la colocación estratégica de maestros bilingües en todo el distrito. Por lo tanto, tenemos maestros bilingües que trabajan en escuelas que no son bilingües. El BC está de acuerdo en que todas las escuelas deben tener personal bilingüe, pero se debe dar prioridad a los maestros bilingües para que sean colocados en programas bilingües. Esta es un área de déficit de personal y es citado en el decreto de consentimiento y el plan de acción correctivo de estudiantes aprendiendo inglés.
The council is concerned that principal hiring does not allow for district-wide strategic placement of bilingual teachers. Therefore, we have bilingual teachers working in non-bilingual schools. The BEC agrees that all schools should have bilingual staff, but a priority should be placed on bilingual teachers to be placed in bilingual programs. This is an area of staff shortage that is cited on the consent decree and the L Corrective Action Plan.
Como nota final, realizaremos una celebración de la herencia hispana en colaboración con la Oficina de Participación de los Padres en Avalon el día 3 de noviembre y distribuiremos canastas de acción de gracias en nuestra próxima reunión del Concilio de Educación Bilingüe en noviembre.
As a final note, we will hold a Hispanic Heritage Celebration in partnership with the Office of Parent Engagement at the Avalon on November 3rd, and we will distribute Thanksgiving baskets in our November BEC meeting.
Con esto concluye nuestro informe de actividades. Muchas gracias y buenas noches.
That concludes our activity report. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Devette and Annalise, and thank you to the Antonettis, too, for allowing that to happen over at the Avalon. At this time, we're actually going to take a very, very quick executive session because some things come up very quickly that we need to discuss. And so I'm going to ask for a motion for executive session for the discussion of matters leading to the demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person and student matters which are confidential by federal and state law.
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And we will be right back, probably 5 minutes or less. Thank you. Welcome back. Sorry about that, everyone. We just had to go into a quick executive session. Now we're going to continue with board reports. First up is the Audit Committee. And Commissioner Patterson is not here today, so his report is up on board docs for anyone interested in reading that report. Up next after that would be the CIGR Committee, which is Intergovernment Relations Committee and Community, and that is Commissioner Adams' report. And Commissioner Adams and President Elliott are both at a conference for the Great City Council, so they are not here tonight. After that is the ESA Committee. I'm going to turn it over to Commissioner Simmons.
Thank you, Vice President LeBron. This is a report regarding the Equity and Student Achievement Committee report for October 20th, 2022. We met as a committee of the whole on Tuesday, October 18th, and the board reviewed and accepted the minutes from the September 13th ESA Committee of the Whole meeting. During this time, I introduced our new parent representative, Ms. Tanya Dawson, who was unable to attend on this particular meeting, so we are looking forward to having Ms. Dawson join us during the November ESA meeting. Also during this meeting, the Chief Academic Officer, Shani Keelan, provided the October Teaching and Learning presentation focused on the number of initiatives that were underway with the district. The iReady testing window is now closed, and the results will be discussed during our next meeting. This presentation was submitted to the record on board docs. School Chief Demario Strickland also presented the status of receivership schools. Chief Strickland shared that the updated New York State accountability measures will be forthcoming. And finally, in accordance with the State Monitor Academic Plan, Executive Director of School Innovation, Dan Hurley, shared the comprehensive summer school report. Mr. Hurley highlighted that through summer school participation, 248 of the 606 students in 9th through 12th grade earned credits and are now on track to graduate. The next ESA committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, October 11th at 5:30 p.m.
Thank you. Up next is the Finance Committee report, and I'm going to read this one really quickly. The Finance Committee convened as Committee of the Whole on Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. The Finance Committee's discussions focused on the following items: a review of the unaudited September 2022 financial report by CFO Sean Farr, a review and opportunity for the resolution slated for the November 2022 business meeting with fiscal implications. The resolutions were not discussed in length, but commissioners are encouraged to submit any questions, comments, or concerns to the administration via the board question log. A discussion of the 23-24 budget calendar, highlighting that several key dates will occur earlier than in previous years, and this shift will allow for a more robust budget process. State Monitor Dr. Jallo presented the fiscal plan update, and Dr. Jallo provided highlights from each of the recommendation tables. Carrie Pecor, our Executive Director of Grants and Program Accountability, provided a grants overview and forecast in accordance with the reporting of grants awards policy 6256. The committee meeting closed with a discussion on board budget priorities. Commissioners will engage in small groups meetings to provide feedback, which will be reviewed in a future board meeting. And at this time, can we take a vote to approve the district's unaudited September 22 financial report? May I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
I'll take motion from Commissioner Malloy and seconded by Commissioner Powell. Any comments or questions regarding the report? All those in favor? Aye. The next finance meeting will feature, thank you everyone, you got the vote? Thank you. The next finance meeting will feature a Medicaid quarterly report, the claims audit report presented by our claims auditors, Milwaukee Smith LLP, and a preliminary 23-24 budget forecast presentation by our CFO, Sean Farr. And that next in-person Finance Committee meeting will not take place till December 20th, 22. That concludes the finance report. Up next is the Human Resources Committee, and there's no report at this time for that committee for this month. Policy Committee, Commissioner Powell.
Yes, thank you. I won't read the report. It is posted on board docs, but we last met on September 6th. The status of our policies, the committee reviewed 3 and advanced them to the full board. They will be discussed under new business tonight. There were 3 others that were socialized during our committee meeting, and we will work away at them in subcommittee and then in upcoming policy committee meetings. There was further discussion about policy 2000 merging with policy 0300. The policy 2000 is an existing policy that we recently reviewed. It reflects the board's goals. And policy 0300 is a NYSBA policy recommendation there, which covers essentially the same ground. So we can approach it one of 2 ways. We could review the differences between the 2 in a board retreat, and that proposal comes from the fact that we developed the goals and responsibilities in retreat form in the first instance. Alternatively, in upcoming board meetings, I could present one portion of it each meeting, and we can work through very, very specific wordsmithing during our meetings and set time aside for that. I look forward to hearing your input on either of those courses of action. The unfinished business, or that is to say, items that are on our agenda under unfinished business, include 5 policies that had their first readings last month and would be enjoying their second readings this month under unfinished business. Finally, there are 10 policies that are ripe for a vote tonight. 1 is a new policy to our manual, the homeschooled students, policy 1741, and the remaining 9 are proposed amendments to existing policies. You will find the resolutions for those under item 20 on the board docs agenda. The amended policies being resolution 206, and the new policy, the amended ones all bundled together, and then the amended, the new to adopt policy proposal is resolution 207. Our next policy committee meeting is scheduled for November 1st, following the Community and Intergovernmental Relations Committee meeting. So that being scheduled for 5:30, our meeting would presumptively start plus or minus 7 o'clock. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Powell. And then the President's report, it is posted online for all to read. I just want to note that in the report that President Elliott and Commissioner Adams are attending the Council of Great City Schools Conference from October 19th until the 23rd. And then I just wanted to also just highlight that it is Board Recognition Week, and President Elliott states, I want to thank each and every one of you for your service on our board. We have great and difficult work ahead of us to do, but I have no doubts that if our focus is on children and families, that we can get it accomplished. Let's keep the focus where it belongs, and let's keep our priorities straight. Again, thank you. And then just a second reminder that the President does offer President's office hours beginning the last Mondays, and folks can sign up by going to the district's website, going to the Board of Education, and then signing up for a 30-minute session with the board president, and that is open for staff, families, and students. And that concludes the President's report. The rest of it, as mentioned, is up on board docs. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our interim superintendent, Dr. Peluso, for his presentation this month.
Thank you, Vice President Elliott, and good evening to you. LeBron, oops, did you see how automatic that is? That's okay. Thank you, Vice President LeBron, and good evening to you, commissioners, families, students, staff, watching us this evening on social media. I want to start tonight by congratulating all students who were honored earlier this evening during our Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. It was wonderful to see so many of our families and students back in the boardroom today for a celebration of the amazing talents of our youth. These students were recognized for their high academic achievement, community service, and leadership. I especially want to recognize Santos Cruz and Caitlin Blazinski Cruz, recipient of this year's Community Service Award. Special thank you to the Planning Committee and everyone involved with the celebration. I'd like to take this opportunity to update you on our Facilities Modernization Program. We held the first of 3 public hearings for Phase 3 of our Facilities Modernization Program on Wednesday, October 12th at school number 22. We have 2 upcoming meetings next week for the public to provide feedback. For those who don't know, Phase 3 of the Facilities Modernization Plan includes $475 million approved by the state of New York for the district to improve learning spaces, update facilities with state-of-the-art amenities, additions to science and career technical education labs. The next hearings will take place on Monday, October 24th at School 34 at 5:30, and then Tuesday, October 25th here at Central Office at 5 p.m. This is an important opportunity for our school community to hear about plans to modernize our buildings, and participation is extremely important. For more information, I encourage you to visit our website at www.rcsdk12.org/FMP hearings. This was an amazing story. This is about some life-saving recognition of a few of our staff members. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge 2 outstanding individuals who helped save the life of a former student in crisis. Quayshawn Bertram Taylor is a former school counselor at Northwest who now lives in Atlanta, Georgia. Recently, on a Sunday afternoon, Ms. Bertram Taylor received a call from a former student concerned about a friend. Ms. Bertram Taylor called an SSO, Michael Larkin, here in Rochester, who dropped everything he was doing and went to the former student's home. With the help of Ms. Bertram Taylor, both of them were able to de-escalate the situation. The student was brought to the Strong Hospital for evaluation, and having developed positive relationships with her students, made for this life-saving measures. And I'm extremely thankful for what our staff members do beyond the classroom and beyond the school day to help our children. Continuing with the amazing things that our staff do and are recognized for, we have some Golden Apple Award winners. Congratulations to Dee Johnson, Jennifer Perez, and Benjamin Rybolt for being honored as recipients of the Golden Apple Award from News 8. Principal Johnson is principal at school number 34. Jennifer is a special education teacher at Northeast, and Ben is a music teacher at World of Inquiry. Principal Johnson was nominated for her Golden Apple after taking over as principal at 34 in 2020 while battling cancer. Jennifer Perez was recognized for doing more than just going above and beyond. During COVID, she went to students' homes and did over 300 visits to make sure students and families had what they need. Ben was nominated for all his efforts to fundraise for instruments at school. In 2018, a foundation started by a local musician filled music classrooms, including Ben's, with $10,000 worth of new music equipment. So I can't thank these 3 individuals for all they've done for the district and congratulate them on being recognized as Golden Apple winners. Please join us for our annual Family and Community Engagement Forum on Saturday, November 19th at school number 12. This is an opportunity to have a discussion on important topics that are currently impacting the district and our community. We will have employees on hand providing information about RCSD services and programs. We will also have some breakout sessions where community members can talk about things such as social emotional learning, school safety, academic achievement, and special education. Thank you, Commissioner Adams, for all of your efforts in putting this together. I hope we will be able to see many of our families there. Like Vice President LeBron had mentioned earlier, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank our Board of Education as part of School Board Recognition Week. I want to express how grateful we are to each and every one of you for your commitment to improve our schools. We recognize the tremendous amount of hours you put in, and this is not your full-time job, even though you dedicate full-time to it. So I cannot thank you all enough for everything you are doing for our children here in the district. Thank you. That concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you very much, Dr. Peluso. Up next, I believe, is Dr. Spence? Dr. Spence, you're representing the East EPO tonight. So I'm going to turn it over for the Superintendent Nelm's presentation, but being presented by Dr. Spence.
All right. Thank you. All right, first of all, good evening to the board, Dr. Peluso, and our stakeholders watching remotely. Very good evening. So this presentation, we really want to capture some of the work with our CTE students, some of the work that's happening in our building. And yes, you can move to the next slide. All right. So first, we want to highlight that our Teaching and Learning Institute seniors hosted students and faculty from the University of Rochester's GRADE program. And those were a program specifically designed for students that would like to extend their tertiary education, but with a focus in education. So that's definitely a good win for us there. Thank you. This is a little awkward without the clicker, but we got this thing going. All right. So, hold on. Pardon. All right, and similarly, great things are happening with our students. Recently, we had scholars that learned about Cleopatra and the queen of the Ptolemaic kingdom, and to celebrate, they had a toga party. So another instance of some of the culture building that we're working to do at East and engage all of our stakeholders, all of our students. Similarly, we had the Introduction to Medical Lab and Health Science scholars. They had the opportunity to speak with health professionals from the Center for Community Health and Prevention, and they really got an opportunity to speak to them about the field, some of the things that they should expect when entering that field, and that was another great opportunity to extend our students' learning. We also wanted to celebrate and did have the opportunity to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. And simultaneously, we were able to utilize the students in our culinary arts program as they prepared a myriad of dishes, but specifically, arroz con gandules y chicharrón de pollo. I grew up in Spanish home. But we got to serve some food to families, and we got to serve some food to students, and that was also a great time, part of the culture building at East. We also had an annual college fair in the library, and this event was particularly critical this year because we wanted to extend the range of colleges. So we are engaging with our regional and local colleges, but we've also had visits from MIT, and Cornell will be coming to visit East as well. So we really want to expand the bandwidth of opportunities for our students that are seeking tertiary education opportunities. Again, we have a community career fair Thursday, October 27th from 5 to 7:30. We will have a career fair, so we really are encouraging people to come out and support. And similarly, along the lines of post-secondary options, we had East scholars that got the opportunity to extend the Rock with Your Hands event. And this event really allowed our students who may not opt to enter college to look at and explore additional opportunities in career fields, such as trades and automotive technology. So again, we want to make sure that we are providing our East scholars and scholars within the district with opportunities beyond college so that we can engage a myriad of professions and prepare them to enter the workplace. Big congratulations to our East High counselor, Mary Gilbert. I've had the opportunity to work with her. She works tirelessly to make sure that our students are prepared with the knowledge and content knowledge and the skills needed to succeed in education, but to knowledge the post-secondary field. So definitely a big congratulations to her. She will be honored and celebrated at the Rochester Education Foundation on October 27th. There's a flyer listed, so definitely if you have the opportunity, please come out. The event will go from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Another big congratulations to all East teams who recorded great seasons this year. Our varsity football team is the top seed in Section 5, Class A2, and will play in the first sectional game on Friday, October 28th at East High. So another good a good highlight there. I know there's been a lot of work with the teams. It's been really instrumental to our culture at East, and people are really hands-on, and we're happy to see them win. Oh, thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Skip the page.
Oh, pardon me, that's not here on my slide. You can go back. All right, and here again, we also want to highlight our community partners that are engaged in the work that we're doing at East. It is not an easy lift, and it takes a true community school or a true compensatory model requires engagement from all parties. Our community partners have been instrumental in helping us serve our neediest families while also making sure that we are fully, as a system, being sure to catch all students. Part of that work is really thinking about the ways in which we engage. We're currently holding monthly meetings for our community partners, and because of those meetings, we have been able to foster greater collaboration, data sharing, and strategic planning around the students that we're servicing. We're really trying to make sure that we are not leaving any students behind, and make sure that we are providing students with the right services and that students are right-sized with the appropriate community partners to make sure that we can provide support, especially during these difficult times. Again, I want to also highlight our food pantry, and I want to highlight some of the unique things that we have at East. We have a barbershop, and we also have a hair braiding clinic at East. And we've really been working to not only track, but really increase the engagement with students for these opportunities. So it's really been good. It's been a great turnout. We've also, building on the work from last year, throughout the holidays, we served 245 families with holiday baskets during the holiday season. So again, we're working to really integrate all of our community partners into the work that we do at East strategically. And doing so, we also have a community letter to which we are able to provide our parents and our stakeholders with information pertaining to the happenings at East. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Spence and Dr. Peluso. Before we get into the resolutions, just a couple of things real quick. I do want to just thank a couple of schools. I want to thank Franklin and Upper Franklin and the principal and the staff there, Upper Monroe and Lower Monroe and their staff and team members there, school number 35, school number 8, school number 4 as well for letting us visit you yesterday. Stephanie Morell and Greta Davis, both from transportation. And I just would be remiss because all of those schools and our internal staff in transportation and Mike Schmidt and his team have really stepped forward to assist a family in a big family in a crisis. And I just would be remiss if I just did not thank you all publicly for all of the work and jumping through hoops to support this family. And thank you to Dr. Peluso and his team as well, because you guys really have stepped up to really wrap around this family in a crisis. And then I just want to also personally just thank Sheila Watkins for her work. A lot of folks that may not know who Sheila is, but she does all of our building permits and things like that that allow, especially our community partners who want to come into our schools to do things. And she's the person that processes it, but she's and she works very hard, and I just had to acknowledge her because, again, these are internal people that sometimes we don't all get to see or hear about, but they're part of like making this whole system work like clockwork and work round, especially being forward facing to our community partners. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for everything that you've done this week. And for the district in general. So a couple of things. As we move forward, we're hoping to bundle a lot of the resolutions tonight unless anyone has any resolutions that they know for sure they want us to pull and not bundle. So if there is a resolution that you know of right now before I start asking for a motion to bundle, if you could let us know, I won't add it in the bundle. Other than that, I'm gonna start by asking for,
We have one withdrawal, resolution 195.
Okay, the administration is withdrawing 195. I will not bundle or pull it up. Thank you.
Thank you.
So resolution 195 is being withdrawn at this time by the administration. Madam Clerk? Thank you. So with that, can I get a motion to approve all of the items in the consent agenda items, which is bullet point number 8, which include resolutions 2223-160, 2223-161, 162, 163, 164, and 165. And this is just a motion to approve them in a consent agenda item.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. You're not doing online voting for the motion to consent all of them?
I can take it manually, or you can do it online.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna ask for a motion to vote on these items, which again includes 2223, 160, 161, 162, 163, 164, and 165. Can I get a motion and a second for these items?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to these resolutions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to
I'm
bundle?
sorry, Vice President LeBron. Commissioner Simmons hasn't voted. Are you going to vote online?
This hasn't come up on my screen.
Okay, I can take the vote for you then.
Okay, it's an aye for me.
Okay. Can I get a motion to bundle human capital resolutions in section 9, which include resolutions 2223, 166, 167, 168, 169, 170, 171.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, can I get a motion for resolutions 2223, 166, 167, 168, 169, 170, 171?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to these resolutions?
Online voting is open.
Okay. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now I'm going to ask for a motion to merge all of the East EPO resolutions in section 10, which include resolutions 2223, 172, 173, and 174.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, can I get a motion for resolutions 2223, 172, 173, and 174?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to the ECPO resolutions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Operations and facilities resolutions. There's only 2, so I'm just going to go through these 2 very quickly. Can I get a motion for resolution 2223, 175?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to resolution 2223, 175? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Online voting is open.
Can I get a motion for resolution 2223, 176?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Malloy, seconded by Commissioner Simmons. I was almost, oh God, Simmons. Any questions or comments related to that resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
IMNT resolutions. These are additional pay for resolutions number 2223, 177. Can I get a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to 2223, 177? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
And online voting is open. These I'm going to bundle. I'm going to ask for a motion to bundle resolutions 22-23-178, 22-23-179, 180, 181, 182. Can I get a motion to bundle these resolutions?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion for resolutions 22-23, 178, 179, 180, 181, 182?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to these resolutions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
School resolutions, can I get a motion to bundle resolution 22-23, 183, 184, 185, 186?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Can I get a motion for resolution 22-23, 183, 184, 185, 186?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to school resolutions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
You got everyone?
Yes,
Okay.
everyone's voting.
School resolutions again. Can I get a motion to bundle 22-23, 187, 188, 189, 190, 191?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to move these resolutions? 22-23, 187, 188, 189, 190, 191.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to these resolutions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Online voting's open.
Some additional school resolutions. I just have two. It's 22-23, 192, and 22-23, 193. Can I get a motion for those two resolutions?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to 192 and 193? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The online voting takes a little bit of time to populate.
I'm gonna go ahead and manually do that because there wasn't a bundle for that, even though you just voted in a bundle, so I'll take it on the back.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Can I get a motion for resolution 2223, special education resolutions, and this one is for CSE, CPSE recommendations, resolution 2223, 194.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner
Second.
Simmons, seconded by Commissioner Malloy. Any questions or comments related to resolution 194? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Madam Clerk, we're all set. Thank you. Academic resolutions, can I get a motion to bundle 22-23, 195, 196? Oh, I'm sorry. 195, apologies, has been lifted and removed by the administration. So, can I get a motion to bundle resolutions 22-23, 196, 197, 198, 199, 200, 201, 202, 203, and 204?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Can I get a motion for 22-23, 196, 197, 198, 199, 200, 201, 202, 203, 204?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to any of these resolutions under academic resolutions?
Yes.
Commissioner Malloy?
For letter I, number 203, there's an addendum, and I didn't quite understand what the executive content addendum was for this.
could you show me again where you are, one on resolution?
It's the community place resolution?
It's
Is
the
that one?
related parties transactions. I just didn't quite understand that.
Yeah, that's because we have a board member who is either worked there or works there. And so it's basically a disclosure. If Commissioner Elliott, if she was here, she would have abstained.
Okay.
But it's just a disclosure that there is a potential conflict that is being disclosed, and Commissioner Elliott would have abstained if she was here.
Thank you very much. I assumed it was that. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Yeah, no, great clarification point too. And I think we all got an email from legal that it's the annual time for us to put any disclosures in. So if any of the commissioners have not done so, please do that because it is important. And thank you for bringing that up, Commissioner Malloy, because I think it's good transparency for the community to understand that if there's a financial conflict of interest, we're not allowed to actually vote on it. So thank you for that. Any other questions or comments related to academic resolutions? Commissioner Malloy, did you have another question?
No,
Okay.
all set.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm waiting for online voting.
You're all set.
Oh, okay.
You guys voted.
Okay, up next is, there's 3 resolutions under legal audit resolution, so I'm going to take these separately. Can I get a motion for Resolution 2223-205?
So moved.
Second?
Any questions or comments related to Resolution 205? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, up next is amendments to multiple policies, which include policy 310, 1222, 1300, 1530, 1810, 1900, 1925, 1950, 4526, and this is Resolution 2223-206. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second, motion by Commissioner Malloy, seconded by Commissioner Simmons. Any questions, comments, or feedback to this resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
We're all set.
Okay, thank you. Up next is adopt a homeschooled students policy 1741, which is resolution 2223-207. Can I get a motion in a second?
So moved.
Second?
Thank you. Any questions or comments related to this resolution? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
And then we have a number of resolutions that were added after the draft packet, and just as a reminder, we're kind of a month ahead in reviewing these resolutions, so these were added after that month of review. I'm going to bundle these, and I'm going to just read them off. So first and foremost, can I get a motion to bundle resolutions 2223, 208, 209, 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215, and 216?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor to bundle? Aye.
Aye.
Now I'm going to ask for a resolution to discuss and vote on resolutions 2223, 208, 209, 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215, 216.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments related to any of these resolutions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll take a manual vote for that one.
Okay. And then it says relief fund references. I don't know what that is.
There's no action required.
That's a reference. It just stays there. There's
Okay.
no action items.
Okay, I think we have unfinished business for second readings for policies. So I think at this time, I'm turning over the gavel to Commissioner Powell, and it also looks like, Commissioner Powell, you have first readings, so I think you have section 24 and 25.
Correct, thank you.
Yep.
So, under the second readings, these are policies that were presented first through the Policy Committee and then last month during our business meeting as a first reading. The first policy is 0100, District Policy Prohibiting Discrimination or Harassment of Students or Employees. Are there any questions or concerns? We clearly don't have anyone speaking from the public speaking to these items, but are there any comments from the dais? No. The next one is 0115, Student Harassment and Bullying Prevention and Intervention Policy. Any questions from my colleagues? Mostly I'm just reading the titles for those who are listening along, okay? The next policy is 0201, Equity and Educational Excellence Policy. Any comments or concerns from my colleagues? Hearing none. Policy 0400, School Improvement Plan. Any concerns or questions from my colleagues? Okay. For the listening public, we will be voting on these next month. If you have input into these and would like to speak to it or write a comment and send in a comment, you have that opportunity to do so. Under new business, the policies that are being presented as first readings, there are three. Policy 4830.1, District Community Collaboration, Presentations, Programs, and Services. Any comments? Hearing none. Policy 4360, Teaching of Controversial Issues. Hearing no comment or seeing no one wishing to speak. The next one is 5305, Eligibility for Extracurricular Activities. For the listeners online, board members have had many opportunities to interact on these policies, so it should be no surprise that there is no comment at this stage. That concludes new business. I return the gavel to the chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Powell. So we don't have another executive session. We went to executive session prior to starting voting on resolutions. I will ask if folks would like to complete the survey. You can do so now. And with that, as you're completing it, I am going to ask for a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
A second? Motion
Second.
by, thank you, Commissioner Malloy. Motion by Commissioner Simmons, seconded by Commissioner Malloy. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.